Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our Tuesday edition of Conversations of Support. How are you all today? Today is the last day of March. I am still on the eastern shore of Maryland, and welcome. My name is Laura, and every day we come live to have our Conversations of Support. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Today, our topic happens to be about resentment. Are you resenting having to be in your home? Are you resenting having to or being told that you can't go to work? Are you resenting anything that your family's doing inside the house with you just because they're getting on your nerves, right? So, hey, Georgiana and Tammy. Thank you for jumping on. We are talking about resentment and how to overcome it in this time of uncertainty and everything. I see a lot of people, we've got a lot of changes going on right now. People are resenting this packet of homework that they have to do with their kids. People are resenting being told that they can't go anywhere other than the grocery store or to get your medicine or to your essential job. Hey, Dr. B. And things like that. So are we going to let that feeling of resentment stick with us and make us grumpy for forever, or can we acknowledge that we're frustrated and we resent having to do this, but get past it enough so that we can go on and have a good rest of the day, right? Hey, Sherry, how are ya? We are just having our daily conversations of support here, and hey, Miss Irma. Today's topic happens to be about resentment. Are we resenting whatever it is in our life? It doesn't even have to pertain to this whole pandemic stuff that we're dealing with. Are we resenting past coworkers? Do we resent past relationships? Do we resent just whatever? Resentment is that feeling that I don't know about you, but makes me want to just eat all the comfort food in the world, right? So, hey, May, how are you? Thanks for jumping on. I found a couple of quotes that hopefully will help us. One of them is, anger, resentment, jealousy, and hate. They are traits of the devil. Forgiveness, understanding, acceptance, and love are traits of Jesus. Which do you choose? And take time to make the best judgment in that. So, hey, Christy, how are you? And let's see. Lynn says, no resentment as far as staying in, at least today. Just resent this migraine and want it to go away. Fourth minute. Yeah, I know. Migraines are not, I can understand why you would resent the migraine, and I hope you feel much better about that, Sue. Hey, Kelly, I miss you. I hope you do feel better soon with that. But at least you can stay home and you're not missing any appointments or anything like that because of the migraine, right? So that's the positive on that. I also found this quote that I thought was interesting. It says, don't feel bad if people remember you only when they need you. Feel privileged that you are like a candle that comes to their mind when they are in the dark. So don't resent not being included. Don't resent, well, how come they get more attention in their time of need than I do in my time of need? Things like that. Let's not resent each other about that. Hey, Mom, how are you? Thanks for hopping on. Today's our another one of our daily episodes of Conversations of Support, and today's topic is resentment. And I'll be honest, it's taken me a long time to not resent some things that happened in the past, but I feel like I'm doing much better about that. So it can happen, and it doesn't have to happen overnight, right? So some of the things that we could think about that might help us is, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. It says, did I offer peace today? Did I bring a smile to someone's face? Did I say words of healing? Did I let go of my anger and resentment? Did I forgive? Did I love? These are the real questions. I must trust that the little bit of love that I sow now will bear many fruits here in this world and in life to come. I think that is so important too. You know, my husband Jim just went out to the grocery store earlier today. He hasn't, we haven't been to the store in about 8 days. So, but he said, you know, everybody he encountered out there, obviously with social distancing, thank you, Mom, was very pleasant and nice, you know. If somebody was coming out the door, they held the door so that the next person could get their cart through and things like that. He had to go to several different stores up here, and there's still no toilet paper around here. So we're going to have to start rationing the squares, I think. But, you know, even in this time of feeling like we need to stock up on things that we are being told to stay at home and everything like that, when we do have to go out and encounter people, we don't have to go into it with the mindset that we're resenting having to do it this way, right? We can go into it and be pleasant, and then that makes the whole experience so much nicer and easier and better to get through, right? So he said everything was everybody was really nice and pleasant. He said there were still quite a few people out there, but I guess people were stocking up. He mentioned to one of the cashier ladies that he hadn't been out of the house in 8 days, and she was like, wow, really? And because obviously she has to go to work, but you know, I guess she's still seeing a steady stream of people coming to the grocery store. So, you know, AJ and I, my son and I, we have not left the house in over 2 weeks. So, you know, but our goal is to, you know, try and keep everybody safe. And our son is high risk. I'm considered high risk, even though I worry more about him than me. But, you know, we wipe down all the groceries and everything like that. So, you know, I can't resent having to do that extra step, that extra work, because otherwise that grumpy mode just ruins it for me for the rest of the day. So tell me how you guys, one, are you resenting anything about all of this? Two, what kind of things are you doing to help you not become resentful about having to do all of this? I always thought of resentment as just re-feeling the hurt. It is better for me to just feel it, acknowledge it, and then watch it go. Yes, I do agree with you on that, Tammy. And I think a lot of my resentment that I had from a past experience several years ago was the result of hurt. Resenting being told to stay home isn't a hurt feeling for me, so I agree with that. That's a different kind of maybe resentment, but the resentment that you're talking about, I think, is more common. And I think I felt a greater level of that resentment because I had a greater level of hurt involved in that situation. You know, when somebody else hurts you, you resent it, you know, and it took me quite a while to get past that. To resolve that means we need to forgive that person for hurting us and causing that hurt, and it's very hard to do. And I will be honest, that was the biggest test of faith that I have ever had to overcome, and I've not done it the best way possible. It hasn't always been nice, but you know, I've done it. So hey, Mr. Darren, how are you? Great top efforts and meaning more of this this could be a warning. Yes, I do agree with you. Thank you for hopping on and enjoying, you know, and being part of the discussion, because I think you're right. And I do think more people are trying to jump on and do these lives and be positive, but we do have to talk about those negative feelings too. You know, hey Betsy, how are you? Today's topic is about resentment. Are you resenting having to stay at home? Are you resenting not being able to go to every single restaurant that you normally would do? Are you resenting doing that packet of homework with your younger son? You know, things like that. We're just talking about resentment in general. A lot of it pertains to what's going on right now. You know, so how do you get beyond that feeling of frustration and resentment and just being angry about our whole situation? Because it's out of our control, and it's something that, you know, we can't individually fix the whole big problem, but if we can individually do something positive, it will help an overall effect, right? I know, Betsy, I saw your post. I think it's a wonderful idea of what you're doing, contributing and helping to get some meals to our first responders and the hospital personnel, to our local hospital and everything like that. That's a positive way to not feel resentment for being stuck at home, and trying to keep everybody healthy, right? So, what other things can we do out there personally from home that will allow us to not get stuck in the mindset of being angry and resenting being told that we can't go to work, and we're being told that we can't go to the store, being told that we can't go hang out with our friends at the park. You know what I mean? A lot of people could just go focus right on that negative part of it. But if we flip it around and we look at it as for the reason that we're doing all of these things is not that we're forced to stay at home, but we are potentially saving your own life, someone in your family's life, a friend's life, someone down the line, by staying home right now and making sure we're cleaning everything and all of that, My husband did say he went to the store today. Besides no toilet paper, there's no cleaning products out there, no wipes or anything like that. So I'm still just using what I happen to have on hand at home, so we're doing the best we can, but, it's very hard. We can't easily find these things out there. So, should I start resenting the people who were able to stock up on things? Hey, Lauren, how are you? Should I start resenting people who were hoarding the toilet paper or the cleaning products and things like that? I don't know their situations. Maybe they absolutely need that stuff, but I've seen the good side of it where people have put out a plea that they need something and people have stepped up and offered to drop it off to the porch, whatever, so the one good thing is hubby did remember, and I had forgotten to put it on my list, was to add chocolate. He did get me some chocolate, so I don't have to resent him for not getting me chocolate. So, that's just being lighthearted. I can live without my chocolate. Really, I can. But, we're just talking about resentment and generalization, So, hey, Wendy, how are you? Thanks for joining. Every day we're on here just to have conversations of support, and it's a different topic every day. So if you have a topic that you want to talk about, send me a message or post it in the comments, and we'll make it a topic of the day coming up. So every day in the afternoon, I usually, jump on. I have to hide from husband and son so I can do these lives so that they don't bother me, when I'm doing it, because they would just mock me, but it's shower day for the son, so hubby is taking care of him. Yes, Mom, that's a great idea, to think of someone who is home alone and to call them. Think of others before yourself. Mom, one of my other friends, you know her from preschool. She used to be one of our teachers. She had an older lady, I told the story yesterday, but she told it on her Facebook page, but an older lady accidentally called my friend's home, and she now has been talking to this older lady who's in her 80s every day, because that lady was by herself because her family can't come visit her. So now they've struck up this friendship, and she expects to be able to go visit her when all of this stuff is lifted and everything. And isn't that a nice God moment that God put those two together, to help each other out? The root is denial, and it's a stronghold. It will only come out by first admission and then use our spiritual weapons. Very true, Darren. Hey, Brad, how are you? A lot of us are in denial about how all of this stuff happens, and, it's so easy to just slip into that mode of complaining and feeling like we have to resent it and be angry. And Brad, maybe have you written any songs, about the trying times that we're in, that because I haven't listened to read every single one of the lyrics yet, but you like to write lyrics. We can there's so many topics right now that you have available, to write about, and resentment could be one of them. But how can we flip it from the negative resentment feeling to the positive of, let's find a resolution that is more encouraging, that's more positive and supportive that way. Hey Tina, how are you? And Lynn says, hey Debbie. Lynn says, God puts the right people in our lives when we need them. Exactly. I totally agree with that. Kind of using the situation as a metaphor. Yep. Speaking of when God puts people in our paths, for a reason, I totally believe that when AJ, our son, was first diagnosed back in, 2002, I don't even know how long ago was that. 18 years ago. Oh gosh. But he put different people in our path all along this whole journey so far that have been the right people at the right time. He's given me friends at the right time and in the right place. So I do believe if we leave ourselves open to that, we will find the right people who come into our lives. And it's okay to know that some people are going to leave our lives too, because there was a time when I resented that, when I thought a person was a so-called friend, and yet they talked behind my back. They convinced other people to think other things, and I realized I could stay resentful towards them, but that didn't punish them or didn't hurt them, because they didn't even know how I felt, because they didn't care anymore, right? So if I left myself feeling resentful, that's only punishing myself. So letting go of that resentment and moving on, then you're just, if you can't let go of some of those bad feelings, there's not going to be enough room for the good feelings, right? Darren says, hey Scott, Darren says, if we lack love for our brother and sisters who we see, God says you cannot love him. That is true too. He wants us to love each other as he loves us. And I know it's hard sometimes to do that. And sometimes we can resent having to do that to our enemies, we're supposed to pray for our enemies and everything like that, but sometimes it's very hard because we're human, and that's not necessarily the way we want to go about it. But if we consciously have to remind ourselves that it's the better way to do it, is to treat everybody with kindness and acceptance. We all want to feel accepted. We all want to feel noticed and seen. So I see each one of you here, and I see each one of you on your posts. I always acknowledge everybody's post on Facebook, even if it, and it doesn't necessarily mean I want to join your band or do the workout club or anything like that. It just means it's my little way of being able to say, hey, thanks for posting and sharing your thoughts and ideas, and to support you that way, right? So, but I can't resent anybody who doesn't do it back for me, and it's fine. It's okay. I know I'm seen to the people who need to see me. So that didn't make sense. I don't know. So, but anyway, I really, I just have seen so many more posts lately of the angst part of ourselves, and I think that's just because it's just hitting at this point. It doesn't mean that we can't acknowledge it, but it means we should acknowledge it, but it doesn't mean we need to stay in that mindset for the rest of the time that we're quarantined, right? So, let me know what you would want to talk about for tomorrow, or the next couple of days. Send me a message. Hey, Louise, how are you? You're surviving the kids right now. Is this your lunch break? No. But today's topic was all about resentment. I hope you're not resenting having to be stuck at home with them. So we were talking about how to move beyond those feelings of resentment towards the more positive feelings. So I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is staying home and only going out when necessary, because here in Maryland anyway, our governor has just given us a stay-at-home order. Means we can only go out for necessities, or essential jobs and things like that. And I'm choosing not to be resentful about it. I'm choosing to looking at it as more family time. I'm choosing to well, I can't say that. I have not taken advantage of reorganizing the house yet. I haven't done that. But I am taking advantage of the fact that I can nap anytime now because I don't have to worry about going to meetings very much. So, right? So that's our positive. So, hey, Amy and Michael, thank you for jumping on. We're talking about resentment and how to overcome it. So, are we resenting not being able to get to the store every day when we need it? Are we resenting not being able to find the food that we want or the toilet paper that we need, things like that? Are we resenting not being able to go to work or have an income right now? There's lots to be resentful for. But if we flip it around and try to find the good in each of these situations, there's also lots to be very grateful and thankful for in this whole time. And right now for us and our family, it's that everybody in our family is happy and healthy, and we're trying our best to keep it that way. So check in on people that that we can't see in person. Just give them a call, see if they are doing okay. Just talk to each other, So try not to resent. And if you do, give yourself permission to have those feelings for a day, an hour, a whole day, whatever it is. And then, figure out a way to flip it and make it into a positive. Let's see. Hey, Diana, how are you? You feel blessed to be able to be home during this time. My heart goes out to those who are essential and unable to be safe. That is so true, isn't it? That we are lucky enough to be at home. My youngest daughter was working, considered her job was considered technically essential, but she was feeling worried about possibly being exposed, and then if we were at home with her, possibly bringing that home to her brother. So she asked us to stay here at the other house for a while she was working. Well, she explained her concerns to her boss, and he's allowed her to have some time off, and they will take her back as soon as things are lifted and things get a little bit better. So, she can stay at home now, which is a good thing. So she can stay home for 2 weeks without going out and about and things like that. Then we can come back to the house and be with her, and then she won't have to be by herself. But we are blessed, even if we've lost our jobs, in the sense that we can now stay home, that we can stay safe, we can watch what kind of stuff comes in our house. We don't have to resent it. We can, take those areas of concern and worry and flip them and figure out something good that we can do, and spend time at home with your kids and your family if you're able to. Hey, Kim, how are you? And we're just, this is my daily, everyday dose of conversations of support. I've been doing it for over a month now, so I'm proud of myself, for being consistent in that sense. And every day we have a different topic. So today's topic happens to be resentment and how to overcome it. I know, I don't know what the your state rules are, Kim, right now, if you're under a stay-at-home order or not. Here in Maryland, where I am, we are under a stay-at-home order now. So I have been home with hubby and son nonstop for what, 3 weeks now. So far, we're all surviving. Everybody's staying healthy. Only husband has gone out to get the groceries and things like that. So we're trying extra hard to make sure we're safe that way. But it's a very trying time. We could very easily become resentful of all of this. We could become resentful that the things we need from the store to help care for, especially Kim would understand this, and a couple of other of you guys, the cleaning products and stuff, that we need to keep our already fragile kids healthy are hard to find. Thankfully I still have some at home, but it's getting harder to find the cleaning wipes and things like that. So, I could let myself resent the fact that I can't find it, or I can just try and flip it and say, for me, God does provide, and He will get me some when I really need it. So, hey Mike, how are you? I enjoyed the music the other day. Keep that coming. Today's topic is all about resentment and how to overcome it. Because there's a lot of things that we could let ourselves resent now. There's, people are going through regular grief, and when I say regular, it just means that somebody has passed away in their family, not from the virus, but from other things, and can't have a funeral or a memorial service for their friend or a family member in order for us to give support. We could resent that. And instead, we could, hopefully be able to do those kind of get-togethers later when we're allowed. Carmen, yes, I have my Christmas tree up. My Christmas tree stays up all year. This is my tree that I've had up for 3 years now. This is at my second home, my beach house, and then this other one over here is actually one of those outside trees, and I brought it in and I left it up because I like my pretty colors. And hey Sherry, how are you? And it just brings me a sense of peace and joy to be able to turn my lights on, and just it brightens up a otherwise cloudy and kind of chilly day here where I'm at. So I hope you enjoy the Christmas lights, but I have them up all year, at this house, because I will turn them on in July, I will turn them on in October, whatever it is. I love the Christmas lights, and they just bring me a little sense of peace and happiness. So I figure it's not in anybody's way. It's not in my son's wheelchair way because he can't get to this room right now. So, why not leave it up? It's my storage spot for it. And so might as well be able to turn the lights on, right? So, and thankfully, my husband and son don't resent me for having my Christmas tree up all the time. They're so used to it now, they just get a kick out of it, So, I hope if you are feeling any feelings of resentment about our whole situation or any situation, that you acknowledge those feelings, you accept them, feel them, and then figure out a way to flip the switch on them and flip it from a negative feeling to a positive feeling. Whatever you're feeling resentful about, what can you flip it and make feel thankful instead about that same situation? What is the good versus the bad of that situation? If we stay in the bad, then we're just going to become grumpy old people, right? And we don't want that. So, hey, Christiana. Yep, I'm glad you keep your tree up for what seems like forever, too. I'm not the only person who loves their Christmas tree. I know that. So I can even change the colors. You can't really see the red on my camera here, but the bigger bulbs, I can't see. That's really red right now, but I can change the colors on that. I think I have like blue and green and purple and white. So, and I can make them, what's the word? blink, I can do that, or keep them steady like that. So I just enjoy them. It brings me a little peace and love. And to clean it, I'm not sure. And I lost my train of thought there, so I don't know exactly, Carmen, what the response was for. But, so anyway, I hope that if you are feeling any frustration or resentment about not being able to go to work, not being able to just go where you want, when you want, that you can flip it around and make it into a positive. Why are we grateful that we can be at home? Why are we grateful that we can do stuff in our own homes versus having to go out? So let me know what you want to talk about for tomorrow, and that's all I've got for you for today. How do I clean? How do I clean the tree? I don't really have to clean the tree because it doesn't get too dusty out here, so we're good here. If that's what you're referring to, the tree. If I clean the other stuff, and using the wipes and stuff like inside the house, that kind of stuff, I don't clean the tree. The tree's out here by itself. So, but anyway, so I hope you all are going to have a wonderful afternoon. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Just getting ready to jump off, but today's topic was all about resentment and how to overcome it and flip the switch from the negative thoughts to the positive thoughts. And let me know what you want to talk about tomorrow. I'll be on again in the afternoon. But I appreciate everybody who is on live with me now, and anybody who, all of you who watch it in the replay. Just remember, we are the ones in control of how we feel, and we can control how long we feel the resentment and how long it takes us to flip it to a positive thought of Thanksgiving and being grateful. So, yes, it does, Carmen. Yes, I have lots of nativity stuff on there too. So I love nativities. I actually have several. I'll have to figure out a way to display them at some point. So find the positive in your house that you can celebrate today. Since we're at home, what is it that you can enjoy about being at home today, instead of resenting being stuck at home? We are keeping someone safe by staying at home. So stay well, stay happy, stay healthy. Hey, Miss Ann, how are you? Thanks for jumping on. I'm on every day, usually in the afternoon, anywhere between 1 and 4. It depends on the day, but we have our daily conversations of support. It can be about anything. It's a positive place to come and share and support one another. We have a different topic every day. Today's was all about resentment and how to overcome it in this time of chaos. Let me know what you would like to talk about in a future live or whatever. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Thanks for joining. I do these lives every afternoon, and we're just here to support everybody. So blessings to you and your family, Carmen, too. I appreciate getting to know you here on our lives, and I appreciate the support and encouragement. And if you feel this was helpful to you and you want to see more, go check out my page called Conversations of Support. I post all of the little sayings that I find there, and feel free to share the live. Feel free to share the page as well, so that the more people we get involved in thinking positively, I think we'll be better in getting through this time of uncertainty, and sharing support here is free, doesn't cost anything, doesn't just only cost you a little bit of your time every day to either watch the video and replay or to sit here with me on live for a little bit. I try not to keep you for too long. Just depends on the day, whether we chat and we're talking more, but I love the interaction, and I think that's what we can all utilize here too. We're all craving a little bit of connection here, because there's some days it's a little what shall I say, challenging to just have your family there with you to chat with. But other days it's great. So, hey Marisa, how are you? Thank you for jumping on. We're just wrapping up. We're here every afternoon to have our I Love My College Roomie. I have a conversation of support live every afternoon, where we just come on and we show support for one another. We encourage, we give helpful hints on how to get through whatever it is we're dealing with. Every day has a different topic. Today's was resentment and how to overcome it in this time of chaos. I usually figure out what I'm going to talk about later this evening, so I really don't have an idea yet for tomorrow. So if you guys have some great ideas, post them in the comments. I'll check, or send me a private message and let me know what you want.